I'm not sure that Adam Smith would recognize what we're doing today as capitalism. My final exam in macroeconomic theory was to compare and contrast Adam Smith and John Maynard Keynes. And it was a big challenge to look at it this way. I think that capitalism it's based on human nature, and I believe that it works. It works very well. It can run amok very easily if it's not managed and checks and balances are not in place to keep people from victimizing others. Right now, we're facing this whole issue of restructuring the taxes, and I'm afraid that there's a whole group of middle-class Americans that are hoping that they're going to be helped by this, when in fact just about every economist I've listened to has said it's really going to help the less than 1%. And the idea that perhaps that 1%, once their capital from offshore is brought back in, and once they get this big tax cut, they're going to redistribute it in America in ways that will create jobs. I hope they're right, but human nature tells me that's not going to work. But we'll see. I think capitalism works better than any other system I've seen. As I told you, I went to Cuba. And the older people in Havana that I talked to, professors and various other church leaders and so forth, they've all pretty much drunk the Kool-Aid in the sense they still believe the revolution's going to work. When in fact what is working in Havana is a doctor who might get paid about $30 a month in Cuban currency can drive his old rebuilt American car and get $30 a ride from tourists who are coming in to look at the old Havana. Or someone can open a restaurant and serve good food instead of the stuff that's coming through the subsidized markets. So capitalism works, but it must be worked within bounds. There have to be limits on capitalism to keep it from going amok.